Today we're diving in our discussion segment, we're diving into the most pressing issues shaping global affairs. And by that I'm talking about the escalating tensions in the Middle East and their far-reaching consequences. From shifts in alliances to economic disruptions and security threats, the ripple effects are being felt worldwide. With major powers deeply involved, energy markets on edge and regional stability hanging on the balance, what does this mean for international security, diplomacy and global economies? So joining us this morning on Daybreak to look at analyzing the tensions in the Middle East and the global implications on Nigeria and Africa. And across boards, we have Ambassador Suleiman Dahiru, former Nigeria's ambassador to Sudan. Thank you so much for joining us on the show, Ambassador.
I wanted to say you speak louder because I have hearing problem.
All right, no problem.
Yes, I forgot because I was in a hurry. I didn't pick my hearing piece.
Okay.
So a bit louder for me to hear what you are saying.
All right, that I will do. So am I loud enough?
Yes, it is now.
Okay, so we're analyzing the tensions in the Middle East. So the first question I'll put is, in your assessment between what is happening between Nigeria and Iran,
between
Iran and Israel and the entire tensions in the Middle East, right?
Middle East.
Yes. How close are we to a full-scale regional war between Israel and Iran? And what would be the tipping point?
What
would be the tipping point? What could make this
point?
Yes.
Now, the Middle East, if we go through history, it has always been a boiling point. But the boiling point came about because of the conspiracy of the Western world. When they created the state of Israel and planted it on Palestinian land. The Palestinians were displaced. Thousands of them were expelled from their ancestral land. Now, Israel became a reality. It became a reality, but at the same time, it didn't behave in such a way that, knowing that it is the only non-Arab or Persian country in the Middle East, it started behaving like what we say, Lord of the Manor. So it got to a stage when things get to the tipping point, is the language you used.
Yes.
Now, Israel wants to dominate the Middle East. And there are some countries in the Middle East that would not succumb to Israel's domination, starting from Saddam Hussein of Iraq. And Netanyahu was the one that instigated the Western world to wage war against Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was toppled on the false pretext of stopping Iran from developing or deploying nuclear weapons, and should be directly against Israel. Saddam Hussein was toppled and executed. Iraq was subjugated. Now, the only other country, it is not an Arab country, but a Persian country, that is Iran. Iran, because of its history, it has never kowtowed to any country. Then the issue of its nuclear program came in. Now, if we remember very well, Iran said that its nuclear program is for peaceful use. It is not to develop nuclear weapon. But the Western world is not ready to believe what Iran is saying. And it is not ready to believe because Iran is not ready, as I said before, to kowtow to any country because they are proud of their history. The type of history Iran has, the Western world don't have that kind of history. So it is something that is painful to the Iranians, that people who didn't have the type of history that they have are not dominating them, dictating terms to them. So they were not ready to play ball the way the Western world wants it to play. This is the basic problem. Okay. But within the Middle East itself, because Iran is a Persian country, is not an Arab country, the Arab world are afraid of Iran because it would appear to be very strong and powerful. But apart from that, there is the issue of religion. They are Muslims, quite all right, but the Iranians are Shiites, while most of the Arab world are Sunni. So there is this lack of understanding between Sunni Muslims of the Arab world and the Shiite Muslims of Iran. So they have not seen eye to eye. But there are some countries in the Arab world that have Shiites, like Bahrain, like Yemen, and Syria. Syria, they have the Alawite Muslims, which is a branch of the Shiite Islam. So, since got so complicated, the Arab world are afraid of Iran. The Western world wants to subjugate Iran. Much as Iran has tried to have good relationship with the Arab world, the Western world, especially the United States, will not allow Iran to have good relationship with the Arab world.
All right. Moving away from that.
Yeah.
What are the possible global implications of what is happening in the Middle East?
What is happening now?
Yes, what are the possible global implications?
Now, you see, this thing has been boiling. Iran has adamantly insisted that it was not developing a nuclear weapon, but the Western world, especially the United States, that to me is behaving like a lapdog of Israel, which should not be the case. It is now Israel that is pushing the United States to do what is going on. Now, as you said, Israel launched a preemptive strike on Iran with the blessing of the United States. The Western world have been ambivalent all along. In fact, playing a double game. They were not happy with the preemptive strike, but at the same time, they will not come out openly to condemn it. And now, looking at what is going on, it is true, with the support of Israel in the United States, Israel is very powerful. And that is why it was emboldened to attack Iran. But at the same time, no matter how weak you are, somebody cannot come to your house and start attacking you without you fighting back. Iran is fighting back. In fact, more to the surprise of the outside world, because they never thought Iran would attack Israel back and inflict a lot of damage on Israel. Yes, Israel has nuclear, but it cannot deploy it on Iran. It can only use the weapons supplied by the United States to destroy Iran. So the question now is, do you allow the situation to continue like this? Russia, Putin has spoken to Donald Trump, but Russia is bogged down with the war in Ukraine. So there's a limit to what Russia can do. China, they are not happy, but they will not come out and make a blanket condemnation because it has its own interests.
All right. Now, how does this affect Nigeria and Africa?
In Africa?
How does it affect us?
How does it affect us?
Yes.
No, there are two ways of looking at what is going on. Number one, the trade that is going on, the exchange of technology that is going on, then the education that Nigerians go to receive, especially in Iran, is disrupted. And Nigeria itself has to be careful the way and manner it condemns what is going on. Nigeria has a good relationship with both countries. But at the same time, Nigeria will not want to come out, or that is my opinion, to come out and condemn Israel forcefully because of the United States of America, which is the most dominant power in the world right now.
So do you see any role that Nigeria or Africa can play in peace building?
In this situation?
Yes.
No. No. Let me be honest. I'm a Nigerian and I'm proud to be a Nigerian. But we are far too removed from the situation. If we are talking of global politics, we are on the periphery. So frankly speaking, we have to be careful the way we wade into the problem. I give you one example. When I was Consul General of Nigeria in Pakistan, the Nigerian House Committee on Foreign Relations, they sent a letter to me that they wanted to come and settle the problem between India and Pakistan. And I wrote back to them that they should not attempt it. They should not destroy our relationship with both countries. Countries that have greater stake in the situation have been very, very careful. United States, Great Britain, Russia, and China, and France are all playing a very soft ball, not a hard ball. Because of this, let us not get involved with something we don't even have the clout. But they insisted on coming. And as you can see, India and Pakistan had fought two bitter wars. Since then, there have been skirmishes there, here and there, bombing, shooting, but the nuclear war that people are fearing will not happen because both of them are now nuclear. India was the first to become nuclear. Pakistan will not allow India to be nuclear alone. So it also developed its nuclear. And it turned into what in political science is referred to as mutually assured destruction. So the two countries know that if they should deploy their nuclear power, they will destroy each other. So they can go into shooting war, this and that, but strictly speaking, there will not be the type of ferocious war that will lead to the use of nuclear between these two countries. But what is happening between Israel and Iran, it is because the Western world and the United States and Israel itself that has nuclear don't trust Iran because they think Iran, if it develops nuclear power, it will destroy Israel.
All right. Thank you so much, Ambassador, for coming in and throwing more light and creating a clearer understanding for our listeners. We appreciate your presence. Thank you.
Thank you so much.